Hey guys, what's up? I am Hunter. Welcome back. Today's matches are probably like an hour old. I just got these replays. These games were just played this morning. This is going to be a tournament match from the quarterfinals, best of 5. E.g. Idra is our Zerg player, the red Zerg player, spawning at the top right position. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with Idra at this point. He's one of the most popular foreigners. I've casted lots of his games. He's a very macro, passive style as a Zerg player, and he's very popular. He's liked by some. He's definitely got haters as well. But I'm a pretty big fan of Idra, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to do in this best of 5. I haven't seen these games. I'm excited to check out these replays though. Idra's opponent is going to be Squirtle. Squirtle is the blue Protoss player at the bottom left position of Xel'Naga Caverns. Squirtle is a member of Startail, which is basically the second best Korean clan, and I guess some could say the second best pro gamer team in the world for that matter. Lots of talent on Startail, and Squirtle's a really strong player. Neither of these players have lost very many games in this tournament, I don't believe. I've checked out some replays from the group stages and stuff, and I haven't seen Idra or Squirtle lose just yet. But we'll have to see how this plays out. Once again, it is a best of 5. I'm going to be casting all of these games, so we're gonna have to see how this unfolds. Very exciting stuff. Squirtle puts up his initial gateway at the top of the ramp, chrono boosting out probes and putting down an assimilator as well. Idra has not chosen to scout just yet, just sending those overlords out. Keep an eye out for the positioning of those overlords. Idra doing a spawning pool first build, which is actually becoming more common for Idra, I would say. Normally, a macro-oriented player like Idra would want to go for, you know, maybe a 15 or 16 hatchery, but on a map like Xel'Naga Caverns with such a wide open natural base, natural expansion, it is it's sometimes a little smarter and definitely safer to go with a spawning pool first. It's going to be mining some gas as well. We'll have to keep an eye on these workers to see if Idra's going to just get 100 gas for metabolic boost and then switch the workers off of gas, but players sometimes use that little technique. Sometimes they don't. We'll have to wait and see though. And it looks like Squirtle may try to delay this expansion. No, not yet. And especially not with a couple of Zerglings on the map. Often Protoss players will delay a hatchery first build with a probe, and you can delay it for quite some time to the point that it forces the Zerg player into spawning pool first. But Idra doesn't even want to deal with that. He is in fact getting metabolic boost out. And interesting, he actually switched off one worker, so now there's only 2 workers harvesting gas instead of 3. And Idra, nice game sense. He finds the sneaky probe of Squirtle here, trying to hide out down at this basin expansion with a few more Zerglings arriving. It looks like this probe is going to get taken out. Hatchery now about halfway complete, and just one queen out, but building a second one as well. Going to want to spread creep and of course inject larva. Warp gate research on the way, and oh, it's too bad for Squirtle that he actually let a drone into the base. He might have been a little slow getting this Zealot out. Of course, now you've got a Zealot here to complete the wall off, and the Zealot, as you can see, is on hold position, but wasn't out fast enough. The drone did get in, and Idra saw the 3-gate opening. Chrono boost still going down on the warp gates as well. I'm wondering what Squirtle's actually going to do to follow this up. If he's going to get a 4th gateway, could get a robotics, or he could get a Stargate. I'd say Stargate would probably be the most common in a Protoss versus Zerg matchup. Phoenix and even Phoenix Void Ray combinations, very popular in this particular matchup, especially since they were buffed. Phoenix, you can build Phoenix very quickly now, but we'll have to see. I'm not actually sure what Squirtle's going to do. He is going to put down this natural expansion, a pretty fast second base, and I mean, he feels relatively safe to do so. I'm sure that he knows that Idra is fast expanded. And now Idra morphing in some lair tech as well. Keeping an eye on the production tab, I do see he actually is going to get a Stargate out. So probably going to go for Phoenix, but I'm not sure. If you get a good number, say like 4 Phoenix, they can start picking off Of course, Overlords, obviously, but even Queens as well. When you get a good number of Phoenix, like 4, you can take on 3 Queens, maybe even 4 Queens, just because 4 Phoenix is sort of that critical value where you can use 1 to lift and the remaining 3 Phoenix to take out a Queen while only using 1 Graviton Beam. So, yeah, 4 is kind of a key number for that, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm actually kind of curious, what is he going to go for? Stargate now complete, and he's actually going to open with a Void Ray. Alright, very nice. We'll see if he's going a few Void Rays or if he's going to follow up with Phoenix. Like I mentioned before, it's not uncommon to get a nice combination of those 2 units early on in PvZ. And nor is it uncommon to avoid Stalkers in this matchup. I see Squirtle actually doing this quite a bit, and other Protoss players in this particular matchup where you just don't get Stalkers. You get lots of sentries. Of course, 6 sentries out already. They're all building up energy and gonna have lots of force fields in case the Zerg player is gonna go Speedling heavy, and as well as Guardian Shield in the case of Roaches or even Hydralisks. We'll have to keep an eye out for this Void Ray now charging up on the Overlord. Poor Overlord, all of his guts spill into the Xel'Naga Cavern. It's a nice place to have your Overlord. It can avoid Stalker Fire or Marine Fire, but unfortunately cannot avoid a Void Ray. Pretty good creep spread here early on as well for Idra. It's often advantageous to get an early 3rd Queen. So you got 2 Queens for the Larva Injects and then a Queen for just spreading creep. Upgrades as well going down as this Phoenix taking a lot of fire, not actually getting any kills, and taking a little bit of damage to the body. We do have Zerg Carapace on the way, along with the Hydralisk Den that has already arrived. I don't see any Hydras on the field just yet, but I'm sure Idra's going to be producing some to deal with this air army of the Protoss player Squirtle. Ground attack level 1 on the way as well for Squirtle. These 2 Queens are going to turn away the Phoenix, but not before the Phoenix takes out the drone and delays the 3rd base just a little bit. So these 2 Phoenix, you know, just sort of keeping Idra on his toes, forcing Idra to spread out his Queens and to use them for anti-air, as it is only right now that Idra's finally getting out some Hydras, but once Hydras are on the field, it's going to be very difficult for these Phoenix and the Void Ray as well to do really anything. Hydralisk very cost effective against these particular air units. Now finally mixing in some Stalkers into the unit composition of Squirtle as he's going to attack these destructible rocks, probably put down a 3rd base here momentarily. Phoenix still being annoying. Void Ray's going to try to charge up on the hatchery. How many kills does Void Ray have? It's got 3 kills already, so not too bad. Just picking off, you know, whatever it can. A Sacrificial Overlord as well. Scouting. Oh, not quite scouting enough, as it was very smart of Squirtle. As soon as that Overlord was out of sight range, Squirtle put down 2 more gateways. It's very important to do that. I mean, Sacrificial Overlords are so common as a Zerg player, and to just put down those vital tech structures as soon as they're out of range or as soon as you kill them, very smart, but really second nature actually to these pro gamers. Spire on the way as well, and I mean, Idra knows about the robotics facility, does he? And he knows about the robotics bay as well. So that is why, that is Idra's reaction to the robotics bay, putting the Spire down. I don't actually think we'll see Mutalisks. I certainly expect Corruptors, just because Idra knows that Colossus are on the way, and Corruptors very strong against Colossus. And this Overlord on the ball for sure, sees the Nexus going up. Are we going to have an engagement here? The Protoss army kind of just poking in, going to maintain possession of the Xel'Naga tower, and still just keeping Idra on his toes, making him spread out his units just a little bit. The Void Ray now starting to charge up on the Queen. Now it is charged. Of course, Void Rays do a lot more damage when they're charged. Ooh, Idra even moving in Overlord to spot on the high ground, but unfortunately the Void Ray does escape with 28 hit points. These Hydras and Speedlings at the front lines as well. Pretty good creep spread going, and ooh, almost loses a Phoenix. 21 hit points left on that Phoenix, and even more ground Carapace upgrades. So we're going to actually have +2 armor for Zerg units, which is a pretty good choice. I mean, you just have so many units as a Zerg player, and your production as Zerg can get pretty crazy, where, you know, you'll just commit your whole army, and then you can really pump out a whole new army very quickly as Zerg, especially if you're staying on top of your larva injects, and especially in this case, he's even got an in-base hatchery. So when that is the case for the Zerg player, it is often smarter to get the Carapace upgrades and just let your army survive for as long as possible. Squirtle now pushing in with a couple of Colossus along with, lots of force fields from the sentries preventing lots of the Hydralisks and Roaches from getting shots off in the back. Nice work with the Corruptors. The Corruptors focus down the first Colossus. The second Colossus gets taken out as well. Guardian Shield going to be soaking up a lot of the damage from these Hydras. Guardian Shield works very well against units that attack very quickly, such as the Hydralisk. Very high DPS on those units, but is it going to be enough? This is still looking to be a very scary ball from Squirtle. Is Idra going to be able to crush it? That would be pretty huge. If Idra can take out this army, he's going to be in a very good position. There's lots of Stalkers, still Guardian Shield. He focuses down the Sentry. Very nice to take out that Guardian Shield. Hydras just do so much more damage when they're out of the picture. Even using the Corruptors to get that Corruption spell off, do a little bit more damage against these Protoss units. Of course, Corruptors aren't going to have much other purpose when the Colossus are out of the picture. And it looks like this is going to be another very strong push, and Idra is reinforcing this very quickly. He's rallying lots of units in, and Stalkers are not very good against this many Hydras, especially when Hydras have their +2 armor. Stalkers just do not do very much damage against these light units, and these Hydras just attacking so fast, very high DPS. Idra takes game 1. This once again is a best of 5, so check out game 2. I'm going to post an annotation to game 2 right here, so be sure to check out that game. And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens in the rest of this series. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.